Oh, we are live.
Are we?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Hello, everyone. It has been 2 weeks for me since I've been here. Unfortunately, I
Slacker.
had a death. Yeah, I know. I had a death in the family. I was
The
gonna,
funeral.
segue into that. I had to go take care of family business, but thanks, Hyrum.
Hey, it's my job to make you to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, I'm not uncomfortable at all.
Make Jen
Anyway,
laugh.
I'm more uncomfortable for you. Like, you said that.
All right. Well, welcome to the show this week, everyone. I appreciate you taking your time this evening or in the future, wherever you are. This is the Author's Dilemma, and I am J.E. Jack, and I write urban fantasy, horror, and that's about it for now.
And I'm Hyrum Hawks, and I write hard sci-fi and sci-fantasy, and I'm glad Josh is back because I hated being in charge of talking first.
And I'm Jennifer Carr, and I write Christian romantic suspense and clean contemporary romance. And I would have been in charge if you had let me.
Oh. All right. Yeah, so
I didn't think about that until I already started.
Who's on first? I don't know. But
We survived.
yes. And it's good to be back. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks, and it's funny how you get, well, just like anything, right? You do it daily or you do it weekly, and then when you don't do it, when you come back, it's like, oh, well, this is different.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to get back into the swing of things. And if you're watching tonight and you want to say hello, be sure to use the comments. We would love to say whatever. Respond, say hello, tell you to whatever. I don't know. Anyway. All right. So
You can
tonight,
take that any way you want.
Yeah. Well, we won't say cuss words. All right. So what is going on in your business, Hyrum?
Well, I am making it a goal. This is insane, but I am basically taking the next 3 Saturdays, trying to do 12-hour days, and I'm working as many evenings as I can, and I am going to try to finish one of the books that I was partway through by mid-August. And that way I can then have someone developmental edit. They're kind of do it as they go. And then I'll revise, and I'm going to try to get it done so I can have it ready because I got invited to go to FanX. There was an opening at a booth that's like Comic-Con, but in Salt Lake instead. And there was an opening on a booth, and so I'm going to go to that end of September. And so I want to have a third book for it. And so, yeah, I lost my mind, and I'm a chaos junkie. So that's my goal.
So tell us about FanX. What is that?
If you've been to Comic-Con, it's the same thing, except in Salt Lake. And then Comic-Con San Diego sued Comic-Con Salt Lake and forced them to change their name to FanX.
Oh, okay.
You can. It's a long story, but yeah, it's the biggest comic book and science fiction fantasy convention in
Utah,
Intermountain West.
Oh.
The whole Intermountain West. And if you don't know what that
Definitely
is,
in
you
Utah,
obviously are from a coast.
Well, that's cool. When is that? Did you say when?
End of September.
End of September. Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
And don't you have an audiobook out now? Is that out, or is that just?
I do.
still...
That is actually as of yesterday. I should have led with that. So if you want to go to find the Persian asteroid, the audiobook is out, and I'm excited, and I'd like to have people buy it so I can pay it off.
See, and this is why you have friends to remind you of the good things that you do. So
That's right.
Yay! I
Yay.
succeeded.
Good job.
So Jen, tell us about what's going on in your world.
I am in a hurry up and wait situation where my next book comes out October 1st, but my ARC readers, like my ARC team, gets their physical books in hand. I send it out September 1st, which is not that far away, but my final edits have to be made, and currently my editor might be out of town, and we're kind of working on her when she gets back into town and before her not summer job kicks in. And so anyway, I'm in one of those, like, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels and just waiting, and also in a very big hurry to get stuff done. So that's where I am right now, but I'm excited because when I did send her, so I rewrote and cut like 13,000 words from the book. Yeah.
So you got a whole new book.
A whole new book. After the beta reader sent it back, I was like, okay, I kind of know what I need to do next. And so I sent it back to the editor, and she goes, this time it sounds like you actually wanted to write this book. And I was like, ouch. But that's where we are, and I'm excited about it because it's a better book than it was. It's just I need it, and I don't have it, and I'm ready for it. So yeah.
I know it's not our topic today, but I'm going to ask. I've never revised down, only up, because I'm an underwriter to start. So I want to know: did you cut whole scenes, or was it cutting like paragraphs, or was it all of the above?
All of the above. I had like 120 something thousand words, and there was an underlying story that just kind of it changed the character completely when I took it out. But I was like, all references to that whole plot is gone. It wasn't really, in my opinion, once I read it, I was like, she doesn't need this kind of stress in her life, and so she doesn't have it anymore. And so yeah,
Were you
I
nice to a character?
ish.
I'll
Ish.
believe it when I read it.
Right. So yeah, no, that's where we are, and I'm ready, but have nothing to do yet.
Hmm. Well, for me, I have not done anything. It's been obviously, those of you that know, it's been a very busy couple weeks. Like I was alluding to jokingly earlier, yeah, I did have a death in the family, and I have my mom cup, so it's
Oh.
unfortunate, but life goes on, and this is where we learn a lot about ourselves and how we overcome things. And sometimes, Hiram and I, all of us had a conversation one week about, what do you do when you have a lot going on and you can't think straight about what to do? And the analogy I had is sometimes it's kind of like driving a manual or an off-road vehicle. You put it into low gear, and you just keep going. It might not go fast, and you might not go over a whole lot, but you just keep moving forward. And so that's kind of there's that analogy. But then also going to continuing on with a car analogy, another part of it is sometimes you just you feel like an engine that just won't turn over, and I felt that this past week. So not really moving much, but I am still working on the urban fantasy that should be my editor is working, my wife is working on the urban fantasy. So that should be hopefully done in the next month or so.
Nice.
At least the editing part. Now I got to get a book cover, but I have some other ideas and some other plans on the horizon that I'm thinking about, but I can't really share them at the moment. So that's all.
Excellent.
All right. So we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
What is going on in book world? Any news? What news we got?
I'm sure there is, but I'm going to have to turn to Jen on this.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of, I don't know, it surprised me when I saw it. There is a bookstagrammer / book talker who for the last 3.5 years has been building her platform, and she reads, almost 300 books a year and does reviews on them. And, she is a machine. And that's what she does, right? That's how she, makes extra money and that kind of stuff. Well,
Now, how does she make money? Okay.
well, because you can monetize your books, your Instagram, you can monetize
I see.
your TikTok,
Okay. All
that
right.
kind of thing.
Right.
And so, but today, like this morning, her Amazon account was deleted, like shut down, gone, because she had left a review that named the character in the book as having a cocky attitude. And because AI is crawling pages and checking those reviews, she got flagged for cocky, and
That's moronic.
and her account is 0. You're talking almost 4 years worth of reviews. She would leave links to the Amazon links for the books that she had reviewed, and Amazon was like, she was like, oh yeah, no, I've emailed Jeff Bezos personally, and like he's going to fix this. And he's probably never going to see that email, but she took it as high up as she could, so she's just waiting. But I thought it was an interesting thing that AI is getting involved and wreaking havoc on the other side of authorship.
Well, that's actually a problem not just with AI, but with people who don't learn things. Like there's a word that sounds a lot like a racial slur and then ends in erdly. And it does not have anything to do with race or anything. It's a miserly person. It's an ancient word. And if you say it, people think you're being racist. Mm-hmm. And that's just the nature of changing language. Yeah. But AI is not yet smart. Most AI, when it's trained, ends up racist, sexist, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so, yeah, we got to. That's one of the dangers. That's a whole nother topic.
Well, no,
yeah, sounds like we got to be careful.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of issue that I had with Facebook ads. Like, I did an ad and I was flagged for whatever reason, and then they shut it down. So yeah, it took me forever to figure out a workaround. But
it's crazy. So, now all of those reviews for all of those authors that she had read for, I mean, there's still good reads in other platforms, but Amazon's the biggest one. And guess what? Gone. So, yay for AI.
See, that's the downside of making your business around one platform.
That's true.
It's like a stool with no legs. It's like if that leg gets cut out, you're done.
Yep.
So let that be a lesson to you.
Choose your words wisely.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. So that was the only news that I had come across, and that was just today.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but all right. So tonight we are talking about pricing our books. Everybody, that's the biggest question that everybody always asks after you write your series or after you write your book or whatever. What is it worth to people? And 9 times out of 10,
$1 million.
$1 million. Half the time, people will give it away for free because, they're afraid of what, I don't know. You don't place any value on it because, heck, well, if I did it, anybody could. So you're like, and you're scared, first of all, to ask for money. And then you get to the point where you do start asking for money. And, there's something called transference of wealth. And transference of wealth is basically whenever you assign monetary value to the item you buy. So, like, if you went and bought jeans from this is all going somewhere. It will all come back to books. So if you go out to Walmart and you buy a pair of jeans and you spend $20 on that pair of jeans, who cares what you do with that pair of jeans, right? However, if you spend $400 on a pair of jeans, which is the same item, which I have not done, but people do, you're not going to do anything with those jeans. I mean, except wear them appropriately. You're not going to get them dirty. You're not
to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the transference of wealth is you just spent a value of $400 into that item. And so that's where the transference of wealth comes from. And so you're going to treat it differently. Now, jump to books. There's some books out there that are vastly undervalued. And if they raise the price on it, they might do better. In fact, I read an article the other day where some guy, he just upped the prices of his books and he actually did better. Because the perceived value of those books were better. However, there's different pricing models out there where, people, they'll do the first book for free and hopefully they'll make the money up on the back end. So anyway, all that to say this, there are many different ways of coming at this and we all have our unique views on it. And so what do you guys think? Where are you guys at in your pricing your books?
I'm at I don't know what I'm doing, but I believe one principle, and you alluded to it. Basically, so I go to work not because I necessarily want to, but my day job pays me money. And
Thankfully.
So someone thinks engineers are worth something, so they pay us money.
Right.
If they didn't think it was worth it, there wouldn't be very many engineers. Same with authors. We've got to be fair. People, artists, authors, you need to see your work as valuable. Now, in the end, it's how valuable the other person thinks it is. Because, like, those jeans, if Walmart can get away with selling them for $400, they'll sell them for $400. But if they can't, they'll lower it until they find the price point. Right. Well, when it comes to art, like writing, you've got to see it as having worth, and you've got to think it's fair that I ask someone to pay me for this. The problem is there's a lot of people in culture, our culture, other cultures, that look at it like, I could do that. Why should I pay you for it? Yeah. Especially photography. I've heard that's rampant. People are like, why should I pay you for that gorgeous photo of a butterfly?
Because I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. And it's the same thing with paintings. And there is some art. Like when the guy just nailed a banana to the wall, yes, I could do that. But I didn't, and so I didn't get the $25,000 that guy did. That's the difference. You did the work. You wrote the book. You have made a priceless thing for all time until the world devolves into chaos and we all go into tribes. And
the
anyway.
good thing, like, if we're going to talk about art, the reason why a lot of things are so expensive is that's a great way to launder money.
Okay, that is true. That is true. But excluding the laundering part.
Yes. If someone wants to launder money through me, I won't ask questions too much.
I don't want to know, but I love the idea that I could be a mattress firm or whatever those mattress stores are. You've seen all the memes, mattress stores. There's no one ever actually goes into them.
Oh yeah,
it's true.
It's all money laundering. Same with, I guess, fine art. Yeah. But your books are art, but they're the kind of art that actually can be owned by everyone, and so you can sell it and everyone can have it. So make a living on it.
Well, it's also about creating a brand too, and then also finding your niche, because you could sell your book for $10, but it might take you a little bit longer to find the niche of people that you're looking for. And then also you got to look at, comparable authors, what they're selling their books for as well. My rule of thumb for me, especially when it comes to now I'm jumping all over the place. Excuse me. For my ebooks, it's about 99 cents per 10,000 words. That's usually what I'm going for until I get to about the $5 or $6 range. And then I'm keeping it around $5 because that's just where I value. I may change that. We'll see. I don't know, because obviously inflation, things are getting more expensive. I had to recently update my paperbacks because I wanted the same amount of ROI that I got on my ebooks on my paperbacks. So obviously they're going to be more because it costs more to produce. Mm-hmm. And so the percentage on the back end in order for it to stay the same, it's, I think my first book is like $3.99, and then my paperback of that is like $11.99. But I recently had to up the prices on that because the cost of printing went up. And let's face it, inflation, right? Everything's going up. So there's always that to contend with as well. And that's just how I look at how I'm doing things right now.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, that was a great show, everyone.
I wasn't sure where we were going next. I mean, so even just yesterday, I bought an ebook for $9.99. I never pay that much for ebooks because, one, I use Kindle Unlimited for everything. Right. But it's an author that I knew. It was a sequel to a book. I wanted to know how it went. And when I say I know her personally, we have a friendship kind of thing. And so I have no qualms paying $10 for that because, one, I know what went into that. But at the same time, just anybody's ebook, I'm not paying $10 as a consumer to read a book.
I'm not either.
Especially when I can go to Kindle Unlimited. It may not be exactly that book, but I can find a book very similar on that subscription service. And so you also are, you're up against that and those kind of readers. So you have to know where your readers are and what they're willing to pay. So it is about knowing your brand. It's about knowing your target audience and that kind of thing as well.
A warning on Kindle Unlimited that I heard from some of the purists. I don't do Kindle Unlimited myself, but if you do Kindle Unlimited, either do it all or don't do any. There's middle ground drives those people crazy, and if they find out that the next book is not in Kindle Unlimited but the first book was, you're done, and they will downvote you. They will murder you in your sleep if they can. I mean,
I can see if you're doing a series. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to screw your people over that way.
But do it all the time.
You could have different series on Kindle Unlimited versus not. Yes, but if it's part of a sequence, don't mix and match.
But it happens.
That makes people angry.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure it
does. Yeah. And, eventually...
I get it.
Right. And eventually it will come around to Kindle Unlimited. A lot of times you find, or I will find, that some of the authors that I read, their books will go wide first, and then they'll come to Kindle Unlimited later. But at that point, I'm going to have to be really invested or bored to go pick up the next one, because there's a chance that I'm too far separated from what I just put down from the beginning of the series. And so, you do have to be careful as well. And I think being on Kindle Unlimited also determines what I charge for my ebooks, right? Because, I mean, for me, it influences what I charge. Because I don't charge, I think, $3.99 is the highest I have any of my books set at right now. And so, but that also changes too, because I'll do deals 1 month it'll be 99 cents, 1 month it'll be $2.99. It varies. So
Yeah. Now, there's an interesting. So different people have different opinions on the internet. Shocking.
What?
One group called Scribe Media, and I don't know where they got this chart from, but if you look at their book pricing guide, interestingly, that $3.99 mark is where they claim that's your maximized unit volume. Can't say that. Impacting the unit sales volume. That's what I'm trying to say. So you'll maximize your unit sales volume at $3.99, but you can still make more money by selling it higher with lower volume, as long as you don't sell it too high. And there's basically there's the Walmart brand, below $3.99, you're not getting quality. No one thinks you're getting quality at $2.99. Then the $3.99, $4.99 up to $6.99. Really, if you're charging $4.99, you might as well charge $6.99. They're the same, according to their data. Now, I don't know where their data came from.
I need to make some changes. Oh, and by the way, you're feeling violent tonight.
it's
Rob Carr.
I think it's in the
Am
beard.
I making too many metaphors? I speak in a lot of hyperbole, and yes, I probably am using some. But okay,
And you're using your hands.
That is true. $4.99, $6.99, same thing. $7.99 to $9.99, also the same. That's eBooks. There's also the same ranges, but shifted up $7 to $10 for your paperback. Shifted up another 12, like up to 12 to 15 for your hardcover. So don't undersell. If you're at the bottom of the range for the low books, 99 cents does not sell better than $2.99. In fact, 99 cents sells worse.
Right.
You've got to go up to $2.99 and you'll make more money. And oddly enough, $1.99 is the worst.
Interesting.
Well, I've seen other thoughts where, especially in a series, right? You make your first book free or 99 cents, and then you
have a series.
Right. If you have a series. If you only have one, don't do 99 cents because
You'll never sell it.
Yeah.
Not enough.
And getting 70 cents, just you're not gonna, anyway. Huh?
Yeah.
My book is worth at least a cup of coffee.
That's right. That's right.
And it's more entertaining and won't give you anxiety. Hopefully.
But what about the free book deals? Do you ever do those?
Yes.
Never.
Oh, I do. On
I don't have any series to make it worth it yet.
No, I don't do it on the series, but okay. So like with Kindle Unlimited, you can do like promos every month, and I don't do it all the time, but once a quarter, I'll put my books out there for free. And the reason why I do that is it messes with the algorithm. This is what I've read. I don't know if there's any truth to it or not, but it like the other day I did one for my first book and I gave away like 130 books. What I'm hoping will happen those people will read it, like it, and they'll either buy my other books or they'll leave a review, which helps me in the ratings and in the scoreboard. Yeah, the rankings. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I can't think. So that's why I do it. But then it does show that it increases your reach.
Yeah.
But I don't do it all the time because then if they come to expect it, they'll never buy it. No,
It's true.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've done it a couple of times, and honestly, I don't think there's been that much return on giving it away, like review-wise or otherwise. I don't think it was that big of a deal, but I tried.
Yeah, and I wonder if it helps if you have like a large library versus a small library,
Maybe.
Because if you had a bunch and they really like your stuff, then they're going to burn through. I mean, because I've had some people read one of my books and then they burn through the rest of them because they like it for whatever reason. Yeah. And
that's why I haven't done it yet. I don't have enough books for them to burn through.
Right.
Soon.
I mean, hopefully they won't be burning my books, but but I'm
Hey, Fahrenheit 451.
If they're burning your books, someone had to pay for it, so that means
That's
you
true.
at least.
That's true.
I'm not
burn my
books. Because then, if they decide they still want to read it, they'll have to buy more.
But then again, there's also a distinction between fiction and nonfiction too. Oh. Nonfiction is always going to be, and rightfully so, probably more expensive to buy because there's a lot more that I wouldn't say more goes into it. But there's a lot more knowledge or I wouldn't say research either, but it's just different.
It is. I also think though that you're going to pay more because for nonfiction because you trust that person is the forefront of that topic, whatever it may be. Like they know what they're talking about, and therefore it's a value thing. I value your opinion on this topic or your knowledge on this topic, so I'm willing to pay for the expert. But you know, you can't guarantee that until you read it either. So,
and it helps you solve a problem.
yeah.
And once that problem's over, well, you're not going to buy it again. You're not going to buy it. You know, you're not. So, yeah. I mean, it's a different compensation model.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So, I guess we kind of covered that.
I know it's kind of like now what? I don't know.
Well,
Does anybody
I
out there
think
have questions?
Oh yeah, there
If
you
you
go.
do have questions, maybe why I'm feeling violent tonight, who knows? But I would say that check the comps in your industry.
Oh, yeah.
One reason I'm not on Kindle Unlimited is I don't have romance novels coming out my ears. I mean, those from what I've read, romance authors price it the way they do, Kindle Unlimited, because that's where their readers are. So,
Yeah.
Right.
you got to know where your readers are hanging out.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, because, Kindle Unlimited, I mean, they pay, what, $12 a month? And
Yeah.
for someone for someone that's voracious, like romance readers are known to be, they can burn through however many books. I mean, so, it really just depends.
One a day.
One a day, maybe two a day. I don't know.
Sometimes. Just depends. Yeah.
That's why I have Audible, because I don't have time to physically use my eyeballs on it.
Well,
Okay, now, we did not
Forums.
cover pricing audiobooks.
Oh, that's different.
Honestly, it's a whole different ballgame, and I have no idea. I hope Josh does.
When I've only gone through ACX, which is the Audible owns ACX. No, Amazon owns Audible, and Audible is over ACX. So they're all A's, right? AAA. So if you use that service, there's a couple different ways of making money. You can either split your royalties with your narrator, or you can pay your narrator up front and then get all the royalties on the back end. The royalty share isn't that great because you only get, and here again, I know Brandon Sanderson did something to change it, but I don't really know. I haven't seen it.
It's not changed fully yet. It's changing.
I haven't seen it change yet, but so you get only 40% on the back end. And you're, like I said, if you don't pay your narrator and you go with a royalty share plus, no, just royalty share, then it's going to be 20/20, right? So, but you don't price your book, ACX does, and so depending on the length, they have their own algorithm. So in some ways it's nice because that's kind of taken away from you, but in other ways it's like, well, but supposedly they're the experts. So, and it's really not that hard. I mean, it's just one extra thing to do, and it's just it's nice to have.
Oh yeah, it's good.
But it's not cheap.
That is so true. And my Kickstarter is fizzled out, and so we'll have to try again next time.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
Kickstarters?
I don't know. They are hard. It requires a lot of. I don't know actually what it requires. Like I've put it out there regularly. Like it's out there once a day in some form or fashion, and I don't know. I don't know what people are looking for, but it wasn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So honestly, it's from what I've understood, it's hitting it. There's just some. Not everyone gets it, and it's like somewhat algorithmic, and it's somewhat luck.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah. Yep. So that's audiobooks will just have to go on the back burner for me. I don't know what to price them because I don't have one.
Well, I mean, like I said, you could always, if you do decide to move forward with it, it's relatively cheap if you decide to go with a royalty share. Now, with a royalty share, you're locked in for 7 years.
Right.
And then after that, whatever. But if you didn't have it before, what does it matter?
That's true.
That's
true.
Or if you don't live next to an Air Force base, you can record your own books. It's really hard to record your books, though, when jets fly by and interrupt you constantly.
Hyrum, that's why you record one sentence at a time. And I start,
Terrible.
stop, record. And this is the next sentence, stop. Okay.
Miserable.
Yeah. All right. Kim says, howdy, friends.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Thanks for stopping by.
Do you have any questions?
About anything, not just
About
pricing
anything?
books.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of beat the pricing to a
There's just not that much to say, but I do think that what people really need to remember is you're worth it. And there's a book, I should have looked it up. Basically, the starving artist is a myth. There is, you can be one, but you don't have to be one. That's what the book explains.
I haven't had a meal all day, and I'm starving right now. So
I think that sounds like something more.
That's self-inflicted, but that's okay. Wait. Man, you fire away, buddy. Nothing political though, because it's in that kind of show.
Oh, he's going for his tinfoil hat.
I need a tinfoil hat.
Oh, hilarious. That's great.
That tinfoil hat.
All right,
has
I got my
space for
tinfoil
your
hat
ears.
too. You know the problem with this tinfoil hat is, oh, by the way, if you're not on the show with us live, I went and got my tinfoil hat because on another podcast that I used to do, I used to answer just random questions, and we get into conspiracy theories and all sorts of things. And one of Justin here, he's a loyal friend, and I appreciate you, Justin, for always showing up. But anyway, so I got my tinfoil hat, which is basically just a ball cap with with aluminum foil all wrapped around. Now, the problem with this hat is I'm under these lights, and it's hot. and so, speaking of being on the hot seat, that's definitely the situation. So
nice. That's
anyway,
funny.
all right. Well, we got 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Don't chew on tinfoil unless you like that feeling.
Ooh. Some say aliens have been here the whole time.
I've met.
We
some.
are the aliens. Heaven. If we're from heaven, that's a different place. Therefore, we are aliens.
Especially in America. At least the past few decades, but that's another conversation for another podcast.
Different podcast.
No, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of things that happen in our lives that it's unexplainable. There's a good podcast out there that I've been listening to, and this is completely off topic, nothing to do with books, but it's by a guy named Sean Ryan Show, and usually he interviews operators, special forces type, but every once in a while he'll bring people that are really special, with specialized knowledge of different things. And he talked about UFOs, UAPs, and it's anyway. I just find it fascinating as well. So, and I guess that's why I write, stuff with a little bit of the weird.
Yeah, may as well.
So my wife did see UFOs just the other day, but they were just up in the high sky. Now we're by an Air Force base, so I was just like, "That's not a UFO.
Yeah,
that's probably a weather balloon."
That's what they all say.
Yeah. Actually, it's China.
Ooh,
that's
funny.
fitting. And on that note,
Yeah.
On that note, and then we got disconnected.
Right, like we've all been shut down. Great.
All right. Okay. Well, I think we beat. Like I said, it's one of those topics that I really wasn't sure what the interest would be, just because everybody always asks.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. Everybody has different thoughts. So.
Yep.
That will be all. So. Anything else? No?
I don't think so.
we'll catch you
All
next week.
All right. So, everyone, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for spending your time. And if you're listening to this, hey, leave a review, hit that like button, subscribe, and we will be back here next Thursday at 6:30 Central on Facebook Live and YouTube. And if you don't catch us live, we'll be on Spotify or whatever platform you listen to us on. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your support most of all, and we'll see you next week. Take care and God bless.
Bye.